Have you ever felt a pull towards a place you've never been? A gentle tug, as if the wind itself is calling your name, whispering stories of distant lands and untamed beauty. Sometimes it's not a voice you hear, but a feeling deep inside, a longing for adventure, for discovery, for something wild and unknown. For me, that whisper came from the wild, untamed landscapes of South America. Patagonia, with its endless horizons and windswept plains, seemed to exist on the edge of the world, remote, mysterious, and impossibly vast. Patagonia, mythic, remote, and at its heart, the legendary Perito Moreno. This is a land where the Andes rise like ancient sentinels, and the sky stretches on forever, painted with clouds that race across the wind. I'd seen the photos, a colossal wall of blue and white ice, jagged and beautiful, standing defiant against the elements. The glacier's colors shift with the light, from deep sapphire to dazzling white, a living canvas sculpted by time. But pictures can't capture the scale, the crisp air, or the profound silence that settles over you as you stand before it. There's a sense of awe that no camera can convey, a feeling of being small, yet deeply connected to something immense. I knew I had to see it for myself, to stand before this icy giant and witness its slow, powerful dance, to feel the cold wind on my face, to hear the distant thunder of ice breaking free, to be present in a moment that feels both ancient and alive. Perito Moreno isn't just a block of ice, it's alive. It creaks and groans, shifting with a force that's both graceful and unstoppable. The glacier breathes, moves, and changes, a living monument to the power of nature. It groans, shifts, and calves thunderous chunks into the lake below. Each crash echoes across the water, a reminder that this landscape is always in motion, always evolving. Unlike most glaciers, it's stable, even advancing, a rare miracle in our warming world. While so many glaciers retreat, Perito Moreno stands its ground, defying the odds and offering hope that some wonders can endure. This glacier shapes the land, carving mountains and lakes with its immense, patient force. Over centuries, it has sculpted valleys and created turquoise lakes, leaving behind a landscape that feels both raw and sacred. So, with anticipation and a suitcase full of woolly jumpers, I set off, chasing that whisper to the edge of the world. The journey itself felt like a rite of passage, a step into the unknown, guided only by curiosity and wonder. My journey would take me to Los Glaciares National Park, a UNESCO sanctuary of ice. Here, nature reigns supreme, and every view is a reminder of the planet's wild, untamed heart. My quest, to meet the king of this frozen realm and try to understand its majesty, to stand in awe, to listen, and to learn from a place that has witnessed millennia. This is the story of that journey, a pilgrimage to witness one of Earth's greatest spectacles, and to answer the call of a whisper carried on the Patagonian wind. The adventure begins in El Calafate, a frontier town on the shore of Lago Argentino. It's a hub for explorers, buzzing with excitement and stories shared over coffee and media lunas. From here, it's an 80-kilometer drive into Los Glaciares National Park. The road winds through Patagonian steppe. Herds of guanacos graze. The turquoise lake shimmers with glacial milk. The landscape shifts. Arid plains give way to twisted lenga and Nair forests, shaped by relentless winds. Anticipation builds with every kilometer. Then suddenly, a sliver of white appears between the trees, a distant, impossible line. You round a bend and the glacier fills the horizon, a colossal river of ice plunging into the lake. It's bigger, wider, and more magnificent than any photograph could prepare you for. All chatter falls silent. There's only a collective gasp of awe. You've arrived at the kingdom of ice. The adventure has truly begun. Stepping onto the viewing platforms, you're immediately struck by the sheer scale of what lies before you. The anticipation in the air is almost tangible as visitors gather, bundled up against the chill, eager for their first glimpse of the legendary Perito Moreno Glacier. The first thing that hits you is the cold. Clean, sharp, ancient. It's a cold that feels untouched by time, as if you're breathing in the same air that's swept across these ice fields for millennia. Before you stands a wall of ice over 70 meters high and 5 kilometers wide, a spectacle of biblical scale. The glacier dominates the landscape, dwarfing everything around it, a frozen giant that commands respect. The colors are astonishing, not just white, but every shade of blue, from powder to deep sapphire. The ice seems to capture and refract the light, creating a living mosaic of color that shifts with every passing cloud. The glacier glows from within, as if lit by magic. Sunlight dances across its surface, making the ice shimmer and sparkle, as though the glacier itself is alive and breathing. Up close, the surface is a chaotic landscape of jagged seracs and deep crevasses, fissured and cracked by constant movement. Each ridge and valley tells a story of relentless pressure and slow, unstoppable change. Dark streaks of moraine mark the glacier's journey, a visual history of geological time. These lines of rock and earth are like scars, reminders of the glacier's power to shape the land as it moves. Standing there, you feel minuscule, humbled by something so vast and ancient. The glacier's enormity makes you aware of your own smallness, yet also fills you with awe at the wonders of the natural world. It puts your own worries into perspective, connecting you to the immense forces that have shaped our planet. Here, you sense the slow, patient work of nature, sculpting mountains and valleys over eons. This isn't just a view, it's an experience that engages every sense. The sound of cracking ice, the crispness of the air, the dazzling light, all combine to create a moment that feels almost otherworldly. The raw power is both intimidating and exhilarating. When a chunk of ice calves off and crashes into the water below, the thunderous sound echoes for miles, a reminder of nature's untamed energy. You're a tiny spectator at nature's greatest performance, witnessing a spectacle that has played out for thousands of years, long before any human set foot here. The glacier's presence is overwhelming. Its silence is profound, broken only by the occasional roar of shifting ice, making you feel both insignificant and privileged to witness such grandeur. It's a moment you'll never forget, a memory etched into your mind, a reminder of the beauty and power of our planet's wild places. Perito Moreno is alive with sound. Even from a distance, you can sense its energy, a living, breathing force of nature that never truly sleeps. At first, there's only the whisper of wind and the faint calls of distant birds circling above the endless white. But as you listen, the glacier's voice emerges, a deep creak, a low groan, the ancient sound of tons of ice shifting and settling, echoing across the valley. Suddenly, a sharp crack splits the air like a rifle shot, a new fissure tearing open in the ice, sending shivers down your spine. The tension builds. Everyone waits, eyes wide and breath held, scanning the glacier's face for the next sign of movement, anticipation thick in the air. Suddenly, a thunderous boom shakes the air. A massive chunk of ice detaches and crashes into the turquoise lake below, sending up a spray of water and ice. The sound is so powerful it seems to vibrate through your chest. This is calving, or ruptura, nature's own theater, and we are the audience, witnessing a spectacle that has played out for millennia. The impact sends waves surging across the lake, the sound primal and unforgettable, as if the earth itself is exhaling. A newborn iceberg bobs to the surface, beginning its solitary drift across the water, destined to melt and vanish, its journey just beginning. Silence returns, deeper and more profound than before, as the crowd stands in awe, humbled by the raw power they've just witnessed. Witnessing a calving is visceral, a powerful reminder of the glacier's constant renewal and of nature's ability to surprise and move us. It's the cycle of creation and destruction, unfolding before your eyes. The glacier breaks, reforms, and continues its slow, relentless march forward. The glacier sheds its old skin, remaking the landscape with every fall of ice, shaping the world in ways both subtle and dramatic. Each moment is unique, never to be repeated. No two calvings are ever the same, each one a fleeting masterpiece of sound and motion. You leave with a sense of wonder and a deep respect for nature's raw power, carrying the memory of the glacier's symphony with you. Perito Moreno's symphony lingers long after you've left, echoing in your mind, a reminder of the wild, untamed beauty of our planet. For the adventurous, seeing the glacier isn't enough. You can walk on it. After a short boat ride, guides equip you with crampons and teach you to walk like a penguin. Stepping onto the ice is like entering another world, rolling white hills, shimmering blue pools, and deep crevasses. The guides lead you safely, sharing their knowledge as you marvel at the patterns and textures beneath your feet. You're walking on history, ice that fell as snow centuries ago, carrying ancient air bubbles. Meltwater streams carve channels across the surface. The water is so pure you can drink it. The trek ends with a celebratory toast whiskey poured over glacier ice. Standing on this ancient river of ice, surrounded by jagged peaks, you feel a joy that's hard to describe. It's more than a walk, it's a communion with nature. The memory will warm you for years to come. This is Patagonia at its purest. If trekking isn't your style, a boat safari offers a magical, up-close encounter with Perito Moreno. As the boat pulls away, the glacier's scale becomes truly colossal. You crane your neck to see the towering cliffs of ice. The captain navigates through a maze of floating icebergs, each glowing with ethereal blue light. The boat slows, drifting past these sculptures. You hear the fizz of air escaping from melting ice, a sound like celestial champagne. Closer to the glacier wall, the detail is extraordinary. Deep scars, compressed layers, and shifting light. If you're lucky, you'll witness a calving from water level. The thunderous sound and surging wave unforgettable. The journey reveals the glacier's immensity and its power to shape the land. You feel like an explorer in a polar wilderness, yet you're aboard a modern vessel. As the boat turns for shore, you take one last look at the Ice King. It's a humbling, moving farewell. The memory stays with you long after you leave. Planning a trip here is easier than you think. El Calafate is the gateway, with regular flights and easy access to the park. The drive is spectacular, and the best time to visit is November to March, Patagonia's summer. The park's walkways offer incredible views, and a visitor center provides warmth and comfort. Book treks and boat safaris in advance. They're popular and can sell out. Pack layers, sunglasses, sunscreen, and a camera. The glare is intense, and the moments are unforgettable. The park is designed to maximize your experience while protecting the environment. Every detail is in place for an adventure you'll never forget. Perito Moreno's stability is rare, a beacon of hope in a world of retreating glaciers. It's part of the southern Patagonian icefield, a vital freshwater reserve. But this balance is delicate. The glacier is a living laboratory for climate science. Preserving it is crucial, not just for beauty, but for the planet's health. The park enforces strict regulations to protect this fragile environment. Visitors must tread lightly, stick to paths, and support responsible tourism. Our presence should help, not harm. By visiting thoughtfully, we contribute to conservation and ensure these wonders endure. Perito Moreno reminds us what's at stake and why we must protect it. My journey to Perito Moreno was more than a trip. It was a lesson in humility and wonder. To stand before such ancient beauty reconnects you with the world's magic. You don't need to travel far to find wonder. It's in every forest, coastline, and sunset. The key is to look, listen, and let yourself be moved. Nature heals, inspires, and puts life in perspective. The world is a book of infinite pages. Don't read just one chapter. I hope my stories inspire you to seek your own adventures. Join me for more journeys. Let's keep the spirit of exploration alive. Thank you for coming this far. The next adventure awaits.